Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Anime4ALL podcast. As you can probably tell by the title, this is a little bit different. Um, Curse the Olympics. I mean, who said that? Uh, t- um, yeah, My Hero Academia is on a break, so we're reviewing Dragon Prince season 6, episode 1. Um, I actually kind of had a faux pas earlier this today. I thought season 5 was the one that was coming out. Apparently, season 5 had already come out. This is season 6. I have not been keeping up with the season numbers. But
Hello,
I
everybody.
watched the right episode. I watched the right episode. What?
Hello, everybody. If you're wondering, I'm here too.
Yeah, I'm paying him as part of his contract. They had to they had to sign this every time we come up with another shoulder review. I had to keep on negotiating. He almost quit on me last year. I had to sweeten the pot.
He wouldn't give me just green M&Ms. I said I want a bowl full of just green M&Ms, and he wouldn't do it.
I would say like, wait a minute, there's no such thing as just green M&Ms, but I was like, I'm pretty sure maybe they've done something like that for
Just
like
pick all the green
Saint
M&Ms.
Patrick.
Pick everything out of the M&M bowl that's not green and fill it up with green ones.
That can get really expensive real quick. I haven't
You've
had
never
M&M.
heard of that? You've never heard that reference before?
I feel like I should. I think I did. I just don't remember where.
It's a rock star would do that. He would demand that there was a bowl of just green M&Ms in his like waiting room. And if he saw anything else than green M&Ms, he'd freak out because he had other instructions that he'd provided. And
You know, I think Family Guy made fun of this.
what?
I think Family Guy did a bit on this, like a long time ago, back when I watched them.
No. So the point was, he would send them. He would want to make sure that they were following all of his instructions. So he'd send them a long list of instructions, and put into the instructions was in his own room, like his backstage room. He'd have a bowl of only green M&Ms, and if there wasn't a bowl of green M&Ms there, he would freak out and like almost like not even like he almost refused to like do the show but it wasn't about the green M&Ms. The green M&Ms were a test to see if they were following his instructions because he had a lot of like stuff related to pyrotechnics and stuff like that they needed to follow like exactly. So if they weren't doing the green M&Ms, then he would like not know what other instructions they weren't following. So the green M&Ms were like his way of knowing that like things were like all okay and that they were like paying attention.
I get what you're talking about. I think Family Guy made fun of this for some reason at some point.
It's famous.
Is it Van Hollen that did this? Oh, he said brown M&Ms. Never mind. Well, this is weird. While looking up green M&Ms, I found something else interesting. Um, Van Halen or during during Von Holland's like concerts and whatnot.
It was
Uh,
Eddie Van Halen.
huh?
It was Van Halen.
Van Halen. Apparently, this was really strange and very specific. But they banned brown M&Ms.
I said green, but I guess it was wrong. I guess it was brown. It was buried in page 40 of their contract.
Excuse me, page 40.
Page 40 of their contract, Article 126, stated if the venue didn't comply, the band would forfeit the show and receive full compensation.
But they wanted green M&Ms.
if there were any brown M&Ms in their jar of M&Ms backstage at each show.
You know, the world is so weird. Like, that is so specific. And page 40? Like, was he
wanted to make
expecting
sure they
people
were
to
reading
read the contract?
He wanted to make sure that they were reading the whole thing. Yeah.
How did he get any places to play? I can't imagine every place that he booked read that contract. That was a dumb thing to pick up, but it's just like, I can't imagine, like, especially considering he's really popular. So he booked a lot of places, but I can't imagine. So what did he do? Did he change the contract every time he booked a new place just to see if they were reading the contract? Because like at some point, like every venue that is around would have heard about that particular clause and made sure to do that part. But like to me, it's like, okay, if you really want to make sure people are reading it, I would change it every time. That's a lot of paperwork. But if you want to make sure people are reading your contract because you have a lot of pyrotechnic things going on, like I would change the contract every time I went to another venue, just to see, just to mess with them. Instead of making it brown M&Ms, let's say it'd just be blue M&Ms. but I thought you said brown M&Ms. I said blue. It's in the contract. It only the things I would only think about.
And it's amazing.
That is so dumb.
Imagine being big enough that you could do that.
That's what I'm saying. This is dumb. Everything about that is dumb. I get that he's. I mean, I get the reasoning. Yeah, he works with a lot of dangerous equipment. I feel like there's a better way to get that point across, that you need to read the instructions than like hide a very ultra specific clause in your contract. And is it even like he cared about the green M&Ms? Speaking of that, reading about the green M&Ms, I feel like I read somewhere that apparently they don't make them anymore.
Green M&Ms?
Or like, wait, now I'm seeing like
the light tan ones that they don't make anymore.
I hate that I'm seeing M&M's dark green milk chocolate candy, 2 pounds. This is making me angry for some strange reason. It's just a bag of dark green M&M's. Now I want M&M's and I haven't had them in a while.
M&M's are one of the original colors. They were discontinued in 1950.
What?
Violet M&Ms were one of the original colors. One of the original colors was violet. It was discontinued in 1950. Red was discontinued in 1960.
There are red M&Ms. What are you talking about? No.
And then it was brought back in 1987. But red was discontinued for 27 years.
Are they discontinuing colors because of like food coloring poisoning or something like that?
In the 1960s, Mars and Murray stopped making red M&Ms due to health concerns about red dye number 2, which was commonly used as red food dye at the time. The company wanted to avoid confusion and worry about among consumers, even though the dye wasn't actually used in M&Ms. Red M&Ms were not brought back until 1987 after public demand.
Huh. This is weird. Why is there a green M&M outrage? Removal reason. In a move absolutely no one asked for, the candy makers Mars Wiggly announced Thursday that it plans to refresh the multicolored mascots of its M&M's. Oh, I already heard about this. I think you told me about them making them all women. I think is what they're doing. Oh no, did it? They no, that's right. They changed the female green M&M's shoes, and people got really upset about that. But they didn't change the brown M&M because she was wearing high heels. I don't get it. Jesus, that's disturbing. There's an image of that green M&M. She took her shell off.
Oh dear. 34?
No, this is on Reddit, which I guess could still be Rule 34.
That's really disturbing.
Oh wait, you said they discontinued. Is violet a different variation on blue? Or is violet purple?
It's a variation of purple.
I think they're bringing back a purple M&M. I see a new color.
But it's like a light purple. It's like Easter purple.
What's so different about her? I don't get it.
What's so different about what?
About her, the purple M&M. Like, I don't get it.
I don't know.
Cause like with the orange guy, he's crunchy or pretzely. I don't know what's so different about the brown M&M when they introduced her. I'm very confused by that too. You know, I guess honestly, they didn't really need to introduce the green M&M either, because like I mean, the red guy, he was just all chocolate, but that's all she is too.
Tan M&Ms were the ones discontinued and replaced by blue in 1995.
Tan M&Ms, huh?
Tan colored ones, yeah.
That's an odd color choice.
It seemed normal at the time. Like if you grew up with them, it didn't seem weird.
I think I have seen that, but I never questioned it. I think I've seen images of that, but I never questioned it. They said this purple is like an inclusive purple colored character, so I guess maybe the purple colored character is supposed to be from LGBT, I guess? I don't know if they... Oh, that's an interesting statement. Just what we needed. Woke candy companies. I'm laughing because it's kind of stupid that he said to say that. That's like why I'm laughing. I'm not trying to be insensitive, it's just kind of really weird. Wait, what?
I can't find a picture of tan M&Ms, so I thought it would be easy to find a picture of the tan ones.
You probably can find them. Mars to offer all female M&Ms for a limited time to honor successful women all over the world. This was last year in January. Okay. Huh. What if female M&Ms... Never mind. I don't need to answer that question.
And tan was the one that replaced purple.
What the hell? This is why you can't listen to Fox. I heard what you said, but that's strange. They're still bringing back purple though, so I wonder if there's a color they haven't used.
Right.
I think I've seen those M&Ms before. They usually come in a bag of M&Ms recently that like I guess you've been on the shelf too long.
I just said that to be provocative.
What? What?
That they never did white M&Ms.
No, they have. I actually had a bag of these. I'm not even kidding. I think they were like the red, white, and blue M&Ms. They did this one time before. I can't believe I lived in a time when tan M&Ms existed. Yeah, this is what we come here to talk about M&Ms. I guess this will be the last thing I say on this. Apparently, this is why you don't listen to Fox sometimes. Fox News host Tucker Carlson devoted an entire segment last year to complaining about the removal of the green M&M sexy boots.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson cares about how sexy M&Ms are.
Even goes a little further, I think. M&Ms will not be satisfied until every last cartoon character is deeply unappealing and totally androgynous. Jesus. Until the moment you wouldn't want to have a drink with any one of them. That's the goal. We are totally turned off. We achieve equity. I'm confused. It sounded, just from the statement, this is just my take on it. My purely just like overall take from this statement. It sounded like this man was jacking off to the green M&M. Like, am I wrong? What?
He totally was. He likes big shells and he cannot lie.
You know, it's times like this I wish I had an applause button. But I don't.
You don't have that in your canned sounds?
No, I really should add that. I should probably fix that. I should probably really fix that. I have to work on that later. I have to put that on my to-do list. I have to put a pin on that. Because all I have is this. That's the best I got.
Too bad.
Yeah. I probably should put that in my can of sounds. I don't believe I did that. I actually, But okay. He likes big shells and he can't. Oh, so dumb.
It's a little dumb.
But like, I mean, this is what happens when you come to our podcast. We get lost in M&M talk. Okay, to the topic at hand. This is Dragon Prince Season 6, Episode 1, Startouched. I'm gonna be playing loose and wild with this. We'll have to see what Netflix does to this podcast. I hope nothing. We can keep functioning the way we always have. Okay, so we pick up from last time. I don't remember too much from last time, so I guess we'll talk about like a couple of scenes here. In this first scene at like, what is this? Like 37 seconds into the episode.
Very
is that
scene.
Is that elf supposed to be Erebos?
It looks like it is, but how did he get to a pond? Who is that? And who is that woman that like comes up behind him that also seems to be a Startouched elf? I almost wonder if it's a misleading like flashback from Erebos' life or something.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past Erebos. Get her.
To be a flashback, you mean?
Yeah, to be a misleading flashback or something. But it could also mean like maybe Erebos had a really troubled life. She even goes off to say, and I had to like rewind it to hear what she says to him, but it's like they are stardust and like love from like I forgot the exact words of what she said. Huh?
Held together by love for a brief time.
Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. And it sounds like she was trying to comfort him for some reason. But I don't know. Again, your assessment is correct. It's a very confusing scene. I forgot this even happened until I rolled by it just now.
He looks younger too. If you look at that picture in the screen cap, they almost give him freckles to make him look even younger.
Mm-hmm. Maybe this is Erebos. Maybe this is a time before, he hated humanity.
I don't know. Or a time before he snapped.
I mean, the same thing. But, yeah, this is and at first his crying, I thought he was just fake crying, but I'm guessing he was really crying. I don't know.
Well, he had tears.
I thought those tears were from the water because he was in the pond. But yeah, I'm just gonna go off on the idea that he was actually crying, because I don't really know what was happening there. And then we go past that scene, and then we get an interesting situation here in the intro. Well, Varian gets turned to stone, and then he gets completely shattered.
He's no use to him anymore. He crumbles him. And I watched a second of the next episode, by accident. In the next episode, it's Claudia in that spot,
Oh,
which
well,
makes a lot of sense if we watch the episode. If you watch this episode,
which we'll actually get to in a minute. Well, not a minute, more like a few seconds. Well, we open up in a meadow, well, not meadow, like a wooded area, and we have Claudia's boyfriend.
see that
Boyfriend.
butterfly? That's butterfly is good foreshadowing.
Really?
Yeah, you don't think so?
Are you referring to the death of a certain character? We'll get to in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess.
Why else would they focus on it so much?
I don't know. Pretty butterfly. I like your reasoning better, but I just I don't know. I mean, I saw the butterfly, but I didn't really think much of it. I mean, being real about it. I guess that butterfly can be used for foreshadowing. I mean, I wasn't thinking about it, but I like your reasoning better. It's
Yeah.
it's more thought provoking. We open up on Claudia's boyfriend, and he's like talking to he's gathering sticks at first, and then this bird just like
Small sticks, by the way.
what?
Really small sticks, by the way. I don't know what he thinks he's gonna do with them.
I mean, he's a wood elf, so I guess he can make them bigger.
Maybe. That's what she said.
Yeah, I realized the moment I said what I said, and I couldn't stop myself. I had to continue the thought. But this bird of his, which is like, I don't get it. This conversation he has with this bird, I don't know if this bird was talking back to him or not, but the way he was conversing with it, it sounded like it was, but maybe it was just one of those Aang moments. Is he's talking to the bird, he's talking about we're looking for somebody that he lost, and well, he don't know if he's lost or not, but he's gone, and then the bird shows, hey, you looking for this guy over here? He's like, Varen, and then he thinks Varen is dead. If I remember correctly, in the last.
They have sort of an awkward, like, no homo moment where, like, their faces get too close and he's crying.
I was trying to find that scene actually, and just to get a clip of it, but
it's a little bit of a no homo.
Might have to just let this play a little bit. There we go. That gets us. If this gets this part of the video, like had to cut it out to be worth it. But yeah, this scene here. But I had a thought and I completely lost the thought. Oh, you know, it was like last episode. I mean, like last season, at the end of the season, we saw Varen in a dream world. So I'm guessing this is like where he actually was when he had that dream. He looks better here. He doesn't have the pale skin and we don't see his eyes until he opens them up. Then he has this whole dumb moment. He's like, "I'm alive," and he's like, "Yeah, you're alive." It's like,
he's totally alive. He's so alive.
And he's free. And he's like, "I'm free." And I thought that was interesting wording, but it makes more sense when we get to the beach scene of his daughter. Who? Hold up. I want to get like a good look at like.
Happy-go-lucky.
I want to get like. Hold up. Can we? To pause right there. This scene, before we even walk up on her, you can clearly tell something's not right.
Right.
And at first I thought like, when I saw this scene, this is my thought process, like, oh, her hair is like mostly like white now. But then what I thought was that her hair was turning white and then it kept the same color near the ends. That was blood. And we see that when we get up close to her, but I was like, oh, that's blood. But yeah, from this scene, huh?
Before you move this on, do you see any parallel here between Aravos crying into the pond and her like bent over the water? One being night, one being day.
Never even considered that. Huh. Well, I mean,
it's a smart enough show to be doing that on purpose.
Interesting. Fairly interesting. Did not see that, but it makes sense.
ahead with what you were saying. I'm sorry. I just want to get that in there before you move the scene.
No problem. Sorry, just so that was going on in the background. All right. Oh, another thing too, I want to bring up to like, I mean, he could see that something was off with her when he saw her from that distance. Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. Like he wasn't really approaching her at all when Varen was approaching her. And then as we get closer, we see that Claudia's got blood in her hands. Her hair is like all white, and it's got some blood on it as well. I think she's got blood all over her outfit too. Actually, like she's just covered in it. This is like by far, like for a show as like happy-go-lucky as Dragon Princess has actually been up to this point, this is fairly dark.
It's a very, very depressing character arc.
And like now I can see what they were kind of doing with Claudia throughout to this point. They really wanted you wondering and questioning, I guess, what was going on in her mind and where her loyalties laid and whatnot. And we could clearly see this here, you know. She really wanted her father back to life, and she would do anything for him. This is crazy, but like Varen sees what has happened. Oh, look at this. This is even a creepier image. She looks lifeless here. Like
she's undead.
What? She's undead?
She looks undead.
Is that what they call them when they're in this state?
Undead?
I mean, she's still alive, right?
Right. I said she looks like she's undead.
Oh, I thought you said that's what they call that.
Oh.
I thought you got a memo that I didn't.
Sorry, no, sir.
No problem. But this is very just like, I mean, this entire. I mean, the worst part. This gets worse. This is probably like the best part of the episode with her involved in it. Like, this is as good as it gets. It gets so much worse from here. I mean, Varen already emotes all what I have to feel about this scene in Claudia. Oh no, what happened to you? And it's clear that based on like way Varen is, this can be undone. It's just, will she do it? Will she let it or not?
I want to take a bath.
Well, they'll get rid of the blood. They won't really get rid of the purple skin and the whitish hair.
No, I just want to see her take a bath.
I would say this is a kid's show, but at this point, at this point, I can't even make that argument. But yeah, Varen and her had this conversation about what she did. Apparently, I forgot to skip this. I skipped over this because I guess I couldn't find a good scene of this. In the background, you also see someone else that died. Spear's symbolism earlier was talking about this world's version of Smeagol was killed.
Hufflepuff or something was his name?
Hufflepuff, I think?
Sparklepuff? I don't know.
You can
Sparkle something.
You can see back here. You can see back here that he's like the wing is all that's left.
2 wings, but yeah.
Oh.
The other one's off to the side. He's holding one, but there's another one laying nearby. You might not be able to see it in that specific shot, but it's definitely there. Still with us?
I'm still sorry. It's just stuff going on in the background. Sorry.
It's all right. So, Viren is very upset about her. She stands up and he sees that she lost her foot, which is the first time he's noticed it. we knew about it from the end of last season, from when they cut off one of her tentacles when she was a sea creature. But Viren is horrified by what she's become.
Oh, oh, that's the way they have her hobble is.
Uh-huh.
It's even
And
worse.
she's like, "Come on, we gotta go. We gotta go rescue Aravos. Save him. He saved you. Now we have to save him." Like she cares about a square deal or anything like that with an elf. But she's ready to go hobble off and do the same thing where she was going without sleep and abusing her body and to try to get her job done. Meanwhile, that thing is like sparkling like creepily. Like,
Yeah, I noticed that too.
yeah, the staff that she's carrying constantly sparkling creepily. Viren sees his staff in the circle of blood.
Like I mean, but as this is going on, she's about to hobble out to go and release Erebos, which something else about that comes up later. He's like, I didn't want this for you. No parent wants this for their kid. I led you down this path. You could definitely see like him realizing that what he's done is like negatively affected his family.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna pay for it when he says he's gonna go back to the city. I guess to be put in jail. He ends up like
the opposite of freedom. He's like, I'm going to take the path of truth and freedom. It's like, no, that's the opposite of freedom.
well, I mean, not really, because I mean, what's so free about running away from people and running away from the law? You're less free when you're doing that.
Well, compared to like being put to death or being put in a jail cell for the rest of your life, it's fairly free.
Semantics.
You say so.
But yeah, as this is going on, like Claudia's having a breakdown of her own here. So quick question. Later on in the episode, Claudia brings up to the Wood Elf dude that her mother left her. And we also hear from Soren that their mother left him. Was this information that was like made public?
We know the brother left him, but I don't remember much about the mother leaving her.
Well, Soren makes mention that he wishes he could see his mother. So it's clear that whoever Varen was married to was not their mother. And then, she makes the same revelation later on, actually at the end of the episode when she's leaving the Wood Elf, that, everybody leaves her. Her mother, her father, her brother. Like, they all left her. I was like, the mother? Who's their mother? Like, I mean, who's this woman, this mysterious person that we don't know? At first I was like wondering, do we know who this person is? I guess maybe we don't. And is she still alive? Was the other question too.
It'd be interesting to learn if she was still alive. That would change a lot.
But wait, her being alive would change a lot?
Yeah. I mean, her being alive and showing up. The way mothers are in this series.
Yeah, I
All
guess.
the mothers in this series are like pillars of strength.
I wonder.
Too, for that matter.
Huh?
Fathers too, for that matter. But you see strong mothers more often than you see strong fathers in this series.
I guess my question is, okay, so this information is true. She isn't like this isn't like some clouded memory of hers that she's misremembering. If her mother did leave and it was of her own volition, I wonder why. Because Viren doesn't even like make mention of this, that the mother of his children left. And it's even weirder to me. So it seems like, I mean, regardless of all that Viren's done, it does seem like he loves his children. Well, he loves his daughter more than his son. We're gonna leave that alone for the time being.
In his own way.
I mean, but he does love them,
At least Claudia.
I mean, he loves his son. He loves his daughter way more than he loves his son, which I think that's all messed up. But whatever.
He's treated his son as expendable in the past.
Yes, he has. I wonder if they're going to change that. It'd be kind of an interesting change, but I don't know. Like maybe it'd be kind of messed up for him to cast his daughter aside to treat his son better. But I mean,
No,
his
I don't think he's ever gonna betray Claudia.
with the way Claudia acts in the episode, it sounds like he already did. Um,
By walking away. Yeah.
but pretty much, like, I guess it's an interesting thing. I kind of, with the way they like to see things in this show, I'm guessing maybe if she is still alive, we're gonna see her at the end of the season. I would think if she's important.
Claudia.
Not Claudia, their mother.
Yeah,
If she's important, they will have her show up. But if she's not,
they keep reminding you that she's there.
Hmm?
Especially since they keep reminding you that she existed.
and that is true. I just don't know. Like, I mean, like, I'm not sure what. I mean, maybe the mother can save Claudia if Claudia can be saved. But yeah, it was kind of weird. Like, I mean, Claudia brings us. I guess we're going to learn. I guess at some point we're going to learn more about their family dynamic and what went on and what went wrong. But yeah, that was kind of sad. You know, Claudia trying to losing her leg over all this, then losing her father. And she's losing a lot. Kind of like how dark magic kind of takes from you.
And then she leaves Terry.
Yeah, that's his name, Terry. I kept calling him the Wood Elf. I feel sorry for Terry. I mean, he took a lot from Claudia. Like, he really freaking did. And then she just ups and leaves him because, like, just I want to say another thing too. With these, I want to keep, as we review this series, I want to keep reminding people who watch this who probably don't know, and you don't know, this is interesting information. The people who made The Last Airbender, the cartoon, not the movie can die in a fire. Sorry, I have strong opinions.
The live action TV series isn't too bad though.
I heard the complete opposite.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. But the people behind the cartoon are the ones making this show, and as a later point, I was taking note of some similarity, at least with what was going on with Claudia and her father here. It reminded me a lot of like what went on with Azula and Ozai, but in reverse. You know, Azula wanted the love of her father, and she would do anything for it. And you know, Ozai would not give that to her, and it ended up leading to her demise later on in the show by her brother, in a Agni Kai, where she lost mainly because she wasn't mentally stable anymore. She completely lost it. Here, the daughter's already lost it. The father's already given her love, unconditional love, but it's doing the complete opposite to her, where raising a stable child is completely raised a completely deranged kid, and like she's doing all this even though it's clearly hurting her, and it's also hurting her mentally. But now now her mental state has changed, because at the end of the episode we see that she's not the same anymore. Like she's not smiling, she's not bubbly, she isn't like how she was in the first season, that's for sure. Like her complete change has been kind of interesting. Now I'm actually looking at it from like that it's all happening. It was all happening right in front of us this entire time.
And Terry was kind of like one of her anchors into the world of good. She's lost a lot of her anchors into the world of good. So this is like walking away from him, kind of like really like casting her in danger. I see like the black in her hair is like her chance, like how far away she is from being redeemed. She's really, really far away right now because she's got just a little bit of black left.
I thought that was the blood, but I guess I was just looking and like, maybe that is black hair.
She has a little bit of black hair in the front still.
That's what I thought. I thought that was blood at first, but maybe that's just black hair, and it's just the lighting's not doing it any justice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was seeing like the whole strong father and strong mother thing, like this, the whole idea of parents kind of goes to this entire episode. But yeah, she, her father walks away, kisses her, and then walks away with the cane. Not cane, but staff. Meanwhile, Terry is on the ground, morning. I don't want to keep calling him Hufflepuff.
Sparkle Puff.
Huh?
Sparkle Puff.
Sparklepuff? Oh, Sparklepuff. Which is still messed up because you see the blood behind him. And then Claudia's on the ground. Which is sad. Like, this entire scene while in the sunlight is probably the saddest here.
It is Sparkle Puff too, I'm right.
I have expected Claudia as she was hugging her father to stab him to keep him there, but I guess that would undo everything that she'd done.
The name really is Sir Sparkle Puff. I wasn't just making that up.
I heard you. I believe you. Still a dumb name, but I mean, he's dead now.
Yeah. Very dead. I mean, she went to she drew things with his blood. She got it all over her. She ripped his wings off. He got annihilated.
You probably didn't see it coming. Yeah, that symbol right there.
Mm-hmm. You can see both wings in that view.
Oh dear. Hot damn. Man, like I mean, I didn't like him, but he didn't deserve that. Jeez.
I didn't know if I liked him or not. He never did anything wrong.
Him existing was enough. It seemed so random. Like to me, it's like his existence just seemed so random. But yeah, that scene and just then we go away from that scene, and we never see any more of it for the rest of the episode. No, I take that back. We see a little bit of it before at the end of it. We come back and then we are dealing with Katalis and this woman. I do not remember her name, but I could have sworn that she was married to Varen.
They say her name and I forgot what it was.
Like,
I didn't write it down because I thought I'd remember it, and I did not remember it.
Huh, wait a minute. I want to make sure this name is correct. Based on what I'm hearing, at least with their mother, with their blood mother, I guess it sounds like this information was well known. Basically, just he was using dark magic when he was married with her, and she didn't like that, and they got divorced over it. But is that the woman that we're looking at? I could have sworn they said that that was his wife. Let me... Oh, shoot. Okay, well...
Opeli? Opeli?
Opeli? Yeah, that sounds Opeli. Okay, so I must have gotten things messed up because they don't even say she's married to anybody. Okay. I don't know where I got that shit. I thought she was married to him right now. Okay, so whatever. Varen's single and he's got 2 children. Okay. Well, a child and a half. But I'm so sorry, Claudia. I'm so sorry. But we come back to like the kingdom of Catalyst, and Opelli's been brought in. We kind of get back to the silliness a little bit because like Soren blindfolds her, and then he has a secret knock. I could have sworn I recognized, but I wasn't sure. And then he has secret code names. Sir Bread Sandwich. That got me so good. Because I wasn't expecting him to. I mean, I guess I was expecting him to be dumb, but at the same time, I wasn't expecting him to be so dumb. But they bring her in to, like, I guess to broach her on everything that's been going on. She finds out that they found 3 mini baits. Which this is kind of cute a little bit. Like, you know, all these children around bait. Sneasel. I forgot these. Well, Hat. But I do not remember the orange one.
The other one's named something related to jelly.
Was it Jelly Donut?
Jelly Bear or something like that, yeah.
But yeah, they're here all like sleeping with bait, which is kind of cute. I can remember him because he always sneezes. I think it's such an interesting little character bit that they got going on with him. I hope that keeps going. Like into adulthood, he just keeps on sneezing. And it just gets progressively worse. I don't know why I want that, but it just sounds like a funny bit. Yeah, Soren's got a hat in his head because apparently he's on his head like a hat.
Jellybug.
Yeah, Jellybug, that sounds right.
Sneasel's Hat and Jellybug.
Yeah, then they after all that, they broach her on the orb, which I completely forgot they had. But the orb that were, you know, Erebos is sitting in his library learning, or so we think. But they bring this up to her attention, and she's like, "This is crazy and this is dangerous." Obviously, I mean, they got the prison of the most dangerous being in the universe in the castle right now. And they're trying to decide what they're going to do with it. Basically, Ezrin wants to keep it someplace and protect it. Callum wants to destroy it because he doesn't want to be nowhere near it. Which is understandable because he took him over one time before.
I know Pelly wants to have all of the kingdoms know about it and send their most elite people to guard it.
I don't know. That's a good idea. I don't know if there's any good ideas in this episode of what doing with this thing, but
you gotta do something with it.
That's true. They were thinking about destroying it, but then they didn't know if it was going to release Erebos. Which I'm glad that they thought about that too. It was like, usually when they talk about destroying something like this, usually they go about it without thinking about it, and then they release the evil entity into the world.
I love how they're like, let's all create a fellowship, walk for 1,000,000 miles, and throw it in a ball.
Yeah, Fellowship of the Pearl. Hey, did they just make a Lord of the Rings reference?
Yes. I thought they were making a reference when they said hit it with a giant axe too.
Wait, really?
In Lord of the Rings, Gimli hits it in the movie, not in the book, but in the movie. He hits it with his axe, and the axe shatters when it hits the ring.
Oh, dang. That's a strong piece of jewelry.
Yeah.
This entire show's probably just been one love letter to like Lord of the Rings. I mean, they literally killed the Smeagol dude early in this episode. And please, like, people who freak out like that was Smeagol. I'm sorry, like there's no other way around it. I mean, he didn't speak like him, but that was Smeagol.
Pretty close.
But yeah, they just
we gotta keep it moving a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Crap. So they get to the let's see. We already talked about this. Colin doesn't want to be nowhere near it. He's discussing with Rayla. Well, I guess what they're going to do. Ezra makes the deal that he wants to, you know, protect it. Callum doesn't like that idea.
But they all agree to it because it's what Ezra decided.
Yep. And then Ezra walks into his room and sees Zim. I don't know why that's a hard name to remember. He sees Zim and he's looking at what I thought at first was a picture of his father. No, that was his mother. And then when that revelation comes up, I also had the other revelation of, oh no, we still got that to deal with. And if people don't remember, If you don't know what I'm talking about, last season, Zim's mother was infected with something, and last we saw her, she was flying off to get them. We don't know where she is right now. Uh, yeah, that's a. They even bring up that she's a really powerful motherly dragon. That's a force of nature coming at them like full force.
Yeah, if that thing gets corrupted, they're in deep shit.
That is a,
Especially if one scratch from it will convert you too.
yeah, that too. Oof. He has a force of nature they got coming at them, and we don't know where she is. And like,
Apocalypse.
you know, Zim's kind of worried about his mother, and then we come back to a scene with Callum and Rayla on the rooftop. Apparently, Rayla's little monkey told her where he was. She comes to talk with him. He wants to go to the Star Scraper, I think is what he called it, to see what they can do about or find out more about like Startouched elves and how to kill them. Because of course that was the other I think angle they were going with to kill Erebos.
Well, I don't understand why they assume that they need something special to kill a Startouched elf. Like,
I think it was stated that they were immortal for some reason. Like they like I think I remember talking with Startouched elves were like a different thing altogether. Like they were touched by gods. I think that's what they were talking about. Like they were very special, and they're rare because of it.
Okay.
I could be wrong, and I could be pulling them up, but I think that's what I remember them talking about. Like they were special. They're not like your everyday elf. But yeah, he's talking about. He tells he doesn't want to be nowhere near. He's afraid the Erebos is going to take him over again. But I will say they don't really bring up the fact that how powerful Erebos was when he was taking over Callum's body. That was even more crazy to me. Like how powerful he was. Even Erebos doesn't even bring that up. It's like, huh. But yeah, the speed is a little bit long. They have their little argument. He wants to go to Star Scraper. She says like, no, this like Ezra wants to keep it and protect it. Callum isn't so he isn't positive. He even tries to like get coerce Rayla by saying we can get these 3 gems that can help release your parents and your other dad and
Rayla's so pure and incorruptible though. She wants it, but she won't let it like affect her judgment.
Which is kind of shocking to me. I was like, huh, she got a lot more like willpower than I thought she did. They have that little talk, and she convinces him to leave it, and we cut away to Callum. Now this is where I'm kind of a little bit lost. Now Callum says he was sleepwalking, and he woke up with the pearl in his hand. But it looks like Erebos might have taken him over, but I'm very confused at like the dream that he was having or the nightmare he was having. And at first, after he picks it up and he goes into the other world, and then he wakes back up again. Well, he realizes he's inside the pearl. We need to talk about that at a later point. But he was inside the pearl, and he woke back up. At first, I thought maybe they were saying that Erebos had switched places with him. With the way they're making it seem like maybe Erebos is in his body for some reason, but apparently, I guess that was not the case. But you having this like, this is even weirder too. Isn't this the same spot that Zim was when he was an egg? Like the exact same spot.
Maybe.
But yeah, he has this nightmare. He wakes up. He runs to Rayla, which is interesting that that's the first person he goes to. He tells her he had a dream and he was sleepwalking. Oh, I forgot that Sneasel was with him.
He gets threatened with pillows.
Yeah, that is true. He gets threatened with pillows. She gets a little embarrassed when she realizes that she was holding pillows and not her knives.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they have their talk, and Callum rushes out of the room with her blanket, and Rayla realizes that he did that, which is kind of funny to me. Apparently that blanket was magic, and that's why he took it with him. He ends up running as he's brilliant idea on how to deal with Erebos. He runs to the bakery area, and he's talking with the chef. And at first, I didn't know what he was doing there. I was like, "What's he doing with the bakery dude?" This guy's been getting a lot of screen time for some really weird reason too. I'm actually kind of afraid he might die.
He's part of the secret council.
Yeah, but characters that usually get a lot of screen time, it doesn't really end well for them sometimes.
I guess so. I think he's going to be alive for a long time.
I mean, I sure hope so. But he rushes to this guy and he gives him his idea. Then we cut away. Oh, and then we get to Zim and he's still worried about his mother, and he's howling at the moon, which I thought was also interesting.
I really how dog-like it is.
Yeah, I mean that's what he sounds like. Is he sounds like a dog. He has Zim howling at the moon. He wakes up Ezran. We also have Soren, who, by the way, as I mentioned earlier in our discussion, he brings up that, you know, Zim is his mother, and he's like, he wished he could see his mother. And I'm just like, huh. This is the second time they brought up their mother, and this time it was from Soren. Yeah, he wakes up Ezran. And then Ezran's like, well, we can't just sit here and wait. So, like, I guess we're going to be Soren and Zim are going to be dealing with their mother at some point, which is interesting. He looks so dopey here. But, like, we go back, we see... Huh?
Bait makes a good daddy.
Yeah, surprisingly well. I mean, he's probably the most level-headed character this entire show, at this, which is really weird to say about an animal. Huh?
Bait?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
But, we come back to Callum and Rayla. They have, like, Callum's like, you see what I got here? She's like, oh, I see it. Like, I know what's going on. No, I don't. And he's like, we're going to replace the actual prison with the fake crusty prison in case somebody comes by and he wants to take it. Which is also weird that they decided to do that. They should just take it and they shouldn't have to worry about that, but I guess... But it makes it seem like that, you know, Callum's doing this without Ezran's permission, but according to him, Ezran said yes to this, and then we see later on, I guess Ezran did say yes to this plan. I feel like there's a piece of information that we're not getting, and it's kind of concerning me a little bit. Like maybe Ezran doesn't know the entire plan or not. But yeah, like they make a fake gumball thing, shell that they're gonna leave behind in case someone comes by to steal it, and they take the real prison over to the Star Scraper. It's actually kind of really weird how like realistic that looks to the actual prison.
Oh, they're taking the actual prison to the Star Scraper. That makes sense then. I didn't know that's what they were doing.
I think they say that in the episode.
I didn't understand it. I don't know if I just didn't pay attention to the right part or not. But
So
you can see them carrying it too when they go off.
I mean, yeah, he said he's going to use the blanket to cancel the magic signature so he can't be tracked.
Mm.
But yeah, they go off, like Callum and Rayla are going to go off to do their own adventure or at the Star Scraper. And Soren and Zim are going to go off to see about their mother. I'm not going to say deal because you don't know what's really going on, but you're going to see about Zim's mother.
Right.
Which is going to end horribly for everybody involved. So we already know that. We have like we see Rayla and Callum off, and Callum's very sleepy. He ends up falling asleep on her back, and she just smiles. So I guess she's happy that he's getting the rest. And that's the end of there. We also see that, you know, Soren and, you know, Zim fly off to go see his mother, who I completely blanking on her name.
Do you remember when they got a red dragon?
That was the dragon that fell in love with Soren in that, like, hole that he fell into back with the Earth Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
That was her. He's becoming a dragon tamer from the looks of it. Kind of like how Sokka randomly got like a random ability near the end of the show. Oh, good lord. Okay, we are back near the end of the episode here. And, she does not look good. Man, I'm pretty sure a girl likes to hear that, but, she's like standing over Terry very creepily as he's waking up, and he doesn't realize that she was there. He got spooked. Which I don't blame him. I would have gotten spooked too. She's standing over me like that. And then she goes into this this trance of like how everybody leaves her, her brother, her father, her mother, and then she says like, "You're gonna leave too one day." I'm like, and he's like, "No, I'm not. I love you." And then she makes a motion at him with the staff, the creepy glowing staff. And then like then she stabs the ground next to him. It's like, "You're not gonna do that because I'm gonna leave you first." And then she hobbles off, and that's the end of that. And Terry is heartbroken. And then she's gone, and she's hobbling off with her one leg. They should get her a prosthetic or something. My goodness. But we see Terry is down on the ground on his knees trying to go after her. And he says the saddest thing I think I've ever seen him say is like, "I'll wait for you here no matter how long it takes."
How much time you need. No matter how much time you need.
Like that is seriously one of the saddest things he's ever said. And I'm like, man, she's not coming back after you. At least not right now in this state.
I know, I kept thinking, I'm like, don't wait, dude, don't wait.
She's like,
why did you promise that?
Because he's dumb. He's good natured. He's a legitimately good guy, and that's really where, like, I could easily foresee like a situation where like he gets pushed to the edge and he just goes dark side. I don't know like what that would take Terry. Cause we see that Terry's really strong. He was able to pick up Varen really easily when he was hugging him. So he isn't weak. He's just really good natured. Yeah, she leaves him there, and that's the end of the episode. I'm just like, and I just sit here saying, this is what happens when you like, when your parents affect you so deeply like that you like. I mean, Claudia literally is the epitome of what happens to a kid. Like, you know, people leave her, and she doesn't see any hope for any of it. I don't even know what's gonna happen in this episode. But Claudia is where Varen was in the title card, so that doesn't bode well for us. So I guess with that, we can end the podcast here. We reviewed the entire episode a little bit longer than I didn't anticipate, but we will see you guys next week. We'll be reviewing My Hero Academia. And this episode, I think. Hold up.
The next episode of this.
Yeah, next episode of this for sure. Huh. Am I looking at that right? It says July 30th is when next episode of My Hero Academia is going. That's tomorrow.
Delay the episode just by a couple of days.
They're delaying it for a week because were they just moving the release date? That seems weird. Episodes. See if I saw that correctly. No, Wikipedia has August 3rd, so I don't know why the TV guide had the episode coming out tomorrow. But yeah, August 3rd is literally this Saturday, right? Yep. So we'll be revealing next episode of Dragon Prince and episode 12. Unless that gets pushed, but I don't think it will. Episode 12 of My Hero Academia. See you guys.